Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Me as a Prime Minister want to give my argument from this debate. The motion is THBT Eid Celebrations are banned. Citizens will still start time to pick their hometown. COVID-19 treatment task force hopes 2021 not only to prevent people from traveling long distance, but also to local homewards. Ban on nausea 2021 is valid on May 6 until 17, 2021. The government also imposed additional regulation of travel by April 22 until May 6 and May 18 until 18 May 18 until 24 2021. The provision for complete transportation and transportation was embodied in the pace of COVID-19 treatment task force 13 years 2021. In C, it was explained that any member of the public was forbidden to travel between towns or province or states for homecoming purposes. Head of the COVID-19 treatment task force, Tony Monardo says, the COVID-19 infections occur because of interaction between humans. Therefore, Tony hopes that the year's place of the year, both remote and local, will be done away with, he said at the National COVID-19 Coordinating Task Force meeting, which was broadcast on the THBT PNPB YouTube channel, Sunday, 2 May 2021. Don't let it be local. If it's local, it means there are syllables, there are handshakes, there are whispers. What does it mean? Could be transmitted from one another, says Donny. Separately, a spokesman for the COVID-19 Wiku Adhisa Smito Task Force confirms the government has been silent for the year 2021. Wiku said the government's exclusion of human resources was in connection with the return home tradition of visiting parents and relatives for the purpose of the forgiveness and forgiveness. The home is banned because silaturahmi is physically difficult to keep physical contact, potentially transmitting COVID-19 at this time of the pandemic, says Wiku when contacted by Kompas.com, Tuesday, May 4, 2021, published from Kompas.com. Communities that violate the rule of exclusion and travel tightening will be punished. Such penalties could be penalties, confinement, or criminal according to the regulation of the law. Here are the sanctions details in violation of the 2021 Entry Ordinance. The public using private cars will be reversed by field officer according to 13 in 2021. A private or dark travel car that carries passengers will be fined 2 months or pay a fine 500 rupees under the section 318 of the statute number 22 in 2009. Freight cars transporting passengers will be fined 1 month at most or a fine of 250 rupees under Article 300 will be fined 1 month at most or a fine of 250 rupiah from Article 330 of the same law. I agree with those facts that the ban in nausea is an effect, since we certainly do not want to if the COVID-19 virus is growing. We certainly don't want to be like neighboring in India, where the COVID-19 case is a hectic and a quick one. It all happened because they ignored government's regulation to maintain health protocol. By forbidding people to go home, it is expected to contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. If the homework remains done, There will undoubtedly be a new cluster in the spread of the virus, so the positive number of COVID-19 will continue to grow. That's why this year's homework was banned. So I agree if homework is banned. Thank you. Thanks to Chairperson and Prime Minister. Here, me as a leader of opposition wants to give my opinion about this motion. If the homework was eliminated, what will happen to those who depend on bus drivers or driver starters and as well as other transport service? Do you not see the sadness they show? Their lives depend on those jobs. Don't you guys feel any pity? A number of bus drivers at Cicahem Station, Bandung, West Java, were disappointed with official government policies banning leave 2021. Hope of increasing revenue at the time of this year's in Idul Fitri moments collapse because they are treated inoperable as they were last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. With these policies like that, certainly affect not only the company, but we are also drivers, said Anto, as a bus driver at Bandung to Surabaya. Currently located at Cicahem Station, Bandung, Friday, 9th April. Anto explains last year when the deployment of large-scale social restrictions or PSBB, his income dropped significantly by 70%. In addition, he claims that the government has failed to receive the help he has been promising. Like last year, we drivers were losers. We have no help from either the government or the company. A small amount of help came from the village, he said. Anto hopes that government policies can provide a relaxation on bus transport modes. One of them did not shut down complete access to transportation. I hope the station doesn't close. The PSBB time last year was kept under strict protocol with a capacity of 40 filled with 20. If I close it all, says Anto. Similar complaint was delivered by Kurdi, the driver of Bandung to Cirebon bus. Kurdi claims that they can only surrender to the policies the government has made. If I could only follow the rules, if the government wants it that way, then I'll go with it. For your information, the government has officially banned the population from going back to 2021 as a deterrent to the transmission of the corona plague or COVID-19. This ban, which imposed 6 until 17 May 2021, made it impossible for most transport modes to be used for hometowns. The Ministry of Transportation states that there are two criteria for prohibited vehicles. First, public vehicle types bus and passenger cars. Second, those of individual passenger cars, bus cars and motorcycle. So I disagree if the homework was banned, because many people their life depends on their income. If the homework was banned, where else would they make money? Finding a job is hard, so I disagree with this motion. Thank you.